Um, Red Sai says, "Hope AP doesn't go Jew. Don't want circumcision video."
Here's my circumcision video.
Do you know? There is a trend we have recently pointed out often, that there is this that certain people who are deeply sick, like Nicolas Fuentes, the Mexican Nazi. Here he says Team Hitler. So this guy says Team Portnoy in a little altercation between Dave Portnoy and this other dude. Mm-hmm. So this guy says Team Portnoy, and Nick Fuentes responds to it with Team Hitler, by which he's, of course, completely serious.
And how many people liked that?
25,000 people.
And I have to say, all you guys who... Let me put it this way. All you Andrew Wilson fans and so on who think that you shouldn't support...
Don't talk trash about Andrew Wilson, man. Andrew Wilson and I are cool.
I don't care what you are. I'm saying it, Andrew Wilson. All you Andrew Wilson fans who think it's wrong and immoral to say that Jews have a right to exist and defend themselves. Here's the airtight case right here for why Jews need a place where they can defend themselves. Because wherever else they go, you've got people like this and like people like these 25,000 people, and they're kind of a fraction of it. But these people are all over the place.
Yeah. I have to say, if anybody is actually, and I said this before, and I will say it now more so than ever before, if anyone proclaims to be a Christian, right, proclaims to be a Christian who actually takes his Christian beliefs seriously, if anybody does that, and at the same time, in all seriousness, praises Hitler, and actually takes Hitler as a good example, praises Hitler, that person is not only not a Christian, he's also an enemy of Christians and an enemy of Christianity as well, and an enemy of humanity, and an enemy not only of Jews, but of all people around the world. I will say it again. Anybody who, while proclaiming to be a Christian, praises Hitler and takes Hitler as a good example, and I really don't care if this fits into your narrative of what you can and cannot judge, or whose faith you can and cannot judge. It's just clear as day with everything that we know about Hitler and everything that we know about his relationship with Christianity and so on. If you proclaim to be a Christian and you also are a fan of Hitler, yes, Jackson, yes, I hope you're not one of those imbeciles who say, "Oh, but what about Stalin?" Yes, Stalin too. Stalin too. Are you happy now? If you then are a fan of Hitler, you are not only not a Christian, you're also an enemy of all Christians, and an enemy of Christianity, and an enemy of all humanity, and an enemy of all that is good. If you are somebody who actually thinks that you can be a fan of Hitler, that you can like Hitler, that you can think Hitler was just, the good guy or something, and you think this is in line with your traditional, with your conservative values and all that, then you are seriously, incredibly, absolutely, horribly misinformed. Horribly misinformed. But here we are crossing a huge line. Here we go into such territory where you just don't have the luxury of just being misinformed, of just being ignorant. It's not an excuse, okay? It's not an excuse. Being ignorant is not an excuse here. This guy not only massacred and aimed to exterminate, aimed to eradicate, aimed to annihilate and mass kill the Jews, he also aimed to eradicate and mass kill other populations. I know many of these imbeciles do not care about Jews, do not like Jews, but it's not just about Jews, it's also about others. Yes, the focus was Jews, but Hitler was very, very much also adamant on eradicating the Polish people, on eradicating the Russian people, on eradicating religious people of all kinds that opposed him, of eradicating intellectuals, of destroying religious places, and he put it into practice and put it into the works to also get rid of Christianity, to change the Bible, and to introduce his own way and make people worship him, because he was a sick bastard. And if you are somebody who actually thinks, oh, I'm traditional and I don't trust the media and I don't trust them Jews and all that, and you actually praise Hitler, I don't want to say what I used to say in the past in terms of what you should do, but please shut the hell up and inform yourself. And don't be a horrible, horrible human being. Anyway, what is it, David? What is it that you want to say? What's the problem, David?
You said it all, man.
You think so? That's good. That's good. So, David, I don't know if you've ever come across some of the posts, some of the articles or things that people have written about the Islamic Dilemma. I think this person here, Anthony James, I think he invented the Islamic Dilemma actually.
Smart.
In 2025, March.
Smart.
Have you ever had a look at the Islamic Dilemma and how people have described it, other than you?
Mm-mm.
So I wonder what you think about how this explains it.
Yeah, I see a bunch of Muslims flipping out about it and making videos, but yeah.
So the Islamic Dilemma in a nutshell. In short, the argument is simple. The Quran tells Christians to refer to and judge by their own scriptures and the gospel, that Allah gave the Christians their scriptures. Allah's words cannot be changed. This might be intellectually acceptable if the Quran just expanded on the gospel and the Christian scriptures, but it doesn't do that. Instead, having affirmed the Christian scriptures, the very same Quran goes on to make specific claims that positively contradict the Christian revelations that it has also affirmed as true. The result of this is that Allah is either not omniscient and therefore not God, or more likely, the human source of the Quran, Muhammad, was inconsistent and or ignorant of the orthodox Christian cultures outside of Arabia. In this context, let's not forget Islam was spread rapidly by the sword, not by intellectual debate and evangelization. Do you think that this here is very much sufficiently accurate?
That's not how I frame it, but there are different ways of making the presenting the dilemma. Like the way I present it is different from the way Wes Huff presents it, and it's different from the way this guy presents it. But same idea, same idea.
So, if you could break it down into like into the shortest possible way, what would it be? If you just put it into like 3 lines or something like that.
The Quran affirms the Bible, but the Quran contradicts the Bible on basic doctrines. Therefore, whether the Bible is true or false, Islam is false.